subject of my speech, some of you will roll your eyes, groan in frustration that yes, I have gone as far as taking this to an assembly, and then tune out. But I ask you to listen, because I think that feminism is something that is highly misunderstood. I'm not going to preach this to you as if it is the law, but rather tell you what it means and why I think it is needed in our society. The actual definition of feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the ground of equality for the sexes. So yes, it does say women's rights specifically, but it is also about the protection of men. The movement focuses mainly on women because we are the ones' rights who need to be brought up to be equal to men's. The idea that feminism, in its simplest form, is man-hating, or is a movement to take away men's rights, is inaccurate, and this is third-wave feminism, or misandry. To me, personally, feminism is about achieving economical, social, and emotional equality between genders. In data collected by the New York Times, it shows that in 1,500 large companies, 5.3% of the CEOs had the name of John, whereas only 4.1% of the CEOs were women of any name. Of course, it could just be due to the fact that men named John are good at what they do, but it is a known fact that if you are a woman, you are less likely to be employed because of the possibility that you may one day have a child. And I do not see why a woman should have to choose between having a family and having a career when a man does not. Men are now 27% less likely to apply to university and 30% more likely to drop out if admitted than women. Quite the opposite problem to that of earlier decades where few women went to school. The decrease is accounted to the fact that fewer teachers today are male, and so young boys have fewer positive role models at school. We are lucky enough to have a nearly even amount of female and male teachers, though we are still female dominated. Women in the family are more likely to be expected to cook and clean than the men. Admittedly, this is far less common in our society today, but it is often still expected. This past Christmas, despite the fact that my mum had spent hours cooking Christmas dinner, despite the fact that she had a raging headache, despite the fact that all my stepdad had done all day was sit in his man cave or the lounge, he left her to do all the washing up. And it was me who helped her, not my brother, despite the fact that our mum thinks that he is the more mature and kinder sibling. In 2014, there were 6,122 registered suicides in the UK. 5.2 suicides for every 100,000 women, and 16.8 per every 100,000 man, even though women are more commonly diagnosed with depression. In the society we live in, it is considered weak for men to cry, to show sadness or struggle, but it is acceptable for women, because we are considered the more emotional sex. Because of this, women can generally talk more freely about their feelings, without fear of being ridiculed by society. So women get the therapy or medical help they need, while men go untreated. These are just a few examples of the way that men and women are not equal, things that feminists do not agree with and want to change, to improve in whatever way we can. And yes, as far as it goes, the oppression that women in our society are victim of is nothing in comparison to the countries that ban women from education, that ban them from leaving the house without an escort, from talking to a man who is not in their family. Though feminism is needed more in these countries, we still need it too. I need feminism because I've been told by my mum that if I want to compete in this world, I have to go to university, to get ahead in life as much as possible, but my brother gets out of it. I need feminism because I've been called a dishwasher, that I belong in the kitchen and that I will never get anywhere in life because I'm a woman. I need feminism because my female friends get called sluts, but my male friends get a well done and a fist bump. I need feminism because somehow rape jokes are still passed around and are considered funny, Because people say men get raped too when I get angry, but men get raped should be a sentence on its own. I need feminism because when I accidentally turned on the wrong side of the oven, I got told I was bad at being a woman, as if being a good woman can be so easily defined today. And I have been told that these are merely jokes, but what many don't seem to understand is that this is my life. This is my society that I have grown up in, that I have to live in, and that if I have them, my children will grow up in. And it is not a joke to me.